The drama surrounding Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria is boiling hotter than ever, and fight fans can't look away. What began as a few sharp words on social media years ago has now grown into one of the UFC's most personal rivalries. Pimblett's controversial 2021 tweet about Georgians set the stage. And though he deleted it and issued an apology, the damage was already done. For Topuria, who lived through the 2008 war in Georgia, those words cut too deep. He later accused Pimblett of doubling down with even more offensive remarks in person, remarks Pimblett fiercely denies to this day. But whether or not the comments were said exactly as Topuria remembers, the grudge has only deepened with time. Topuria has dismissed Pimblett as a hype-driven product of the media. While Pimblett insists that Topuria is inflating lies to get under his skin, now, the feud has escalated to the point where Pimblett is openly calling for a fight in enemy territory. He's gone so far as to say he would love nothing more than to punch Topuria's face in at the legendary Santiago Bernabéu Stadium in Spain, in front of 90,000 screaming fans. For Pimblett, it's not just about settling a score, it's about stepping into Topuria's home ground and proving a point. But Topuria has brushed off Paddy's rise, pointing instead to his own championship win over Alexander Volkanovski. A win Pimblett tried to downplay by claiming Volkanovski was already weakened from a prior knockout loss. The rivalry has reached a fever pitch, and the only thing left is for Dana White and the UFC to book the fight. If they do, the buildup alone will be explosive. But the drama doesn't stop there. UFC Fight Night 261 has just been shaken up in dramatic fashion. Charles Oliveira was set to face Rafael Fiziev in Rio de Janeiro, but an untimely knee injury forced Fiziev out. That left Oliveira without an opponent just weeks before Fight Night, sparking speculation across the MMA world. Teasers from Oliveira's camp only fueled the fire, hinting at possible replacements from England, Brazil, and Armenia. But in a twist that stunned fans and even the fighter himself, Poland's Mateusz Gamrot has stepped up to take the fight. On less than 3 weeks' notice, Gamrot has accepted the biggest challenge of his career against one of the most dangerous lightweights in UFC history. Oliveira's homecoming is now even more intriguing. Brazil's favorite son against the daring underdog who had the courage to answer the call. Fiziev has explained his withdrawal, revealing that this wasn't a minor setback, but another serious injury to his knee, one that could risk a third surgery. The disappointment was heavy for him, but the opportunity it opened for Gamrot could change the lightweight division forever. Elsewhere in the UFC, tension is brewing in the light heavyweight division. Alex Pereira, never one to shy away from verbal warfare, has accused Magomed Ankalaev of ducking him inside the UFC Performance Institute. According to Pereira, Ankalaev went out of his way to avoid a face-to-face encounter. For Pereira, who thrives on confrontations and thrives under pressure, that was a sign of weakness. Their rematch is looming, and Pereira insists that if he reclaims his belt, the story between him and Ankalaev will be closed once and for all. Ankalaev, however, is no stranger to striking wars, and has already proven he can outlast Pereira. The stage is set for a collision that could finally silence all doubts about who truly reigns supreme, and as if that weren't enough, the bantamweight division is heating up with its own brand of animosity. Corey Sandhagen has sent a sharp warning to Morab Dvalishvili, who has been promising to knock him out. Sandhagen, ever confident in his striking, called that prediction delusional, warning that if Morab tries to stand and trade, it would be his biggest mistake. Sandhagen is preparing for a fight where takedowns will be defended, cardio will be tested, and striking exchanges could decide everything. Morab's relentless pressure has broken many fighters, but Sandhagen believes this fight will expose the limits of that approach. For fans, it promises a clash of styles that could easily steal the spotlight. And then there's the spectacle outside of the UFC, the bizarre world of crossover boxing. Jake Paul, never far from controversy, is stepping into the ring once again. This time against the undefeated WBA super lightweight champion Gervonta Davis. The fight will be an exhibition. Fought at a catch weight of 195 pounds, far above Davis's natural division. With 10 3-minute rounds, 12-ounce gloves, and official judges scoring the bout, the event is designed for drama, but the result won't count on either fighter's record. Still, Jake Paul will reportedly earn a staggering $50 million for this fight, fueling outrage across the boxing world. Critics argue that this kind of mismatch undermines the sport, pointing out that Davis's last fight was at 136 pounds. To pit him against someone who walks around nearly 60 pounds heavier seems absurd to purists. Yet, in the era of spectacle over sport, this fight is happening and the payday alone guarantees attention. From personal grudges spilling into public challenges, to last-minute replacements, rewriting fight night cards, to crossover exhibitions that defy logic, the fight world is buzzing with drama. Rivalries like Pimblett versus Topuria remind us why fans love the chaos of MMA. Showdowns like Oliveira versus Gamrot prove that opportunity and risk can rewrite careers in an instant. And spectacles like Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis show that combat sports will always be as much about the show as the fight itself. The only certainty is that fight fans will be watching, waiting, and debating every twist along the way.